They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Alexander Madison, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. On second down, it's Patrick. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. To throw is Rodgers. Throwing left side, it's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On first down, Patrick. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now a first down carry by Jones. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Hey, wahoo! You must be true.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half. Crosby with the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we're going to look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. From the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, he's going to let this go for the touchdown, Packers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Packers have taken the lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. For now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Cousins gives way to Cook, and they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Throwing on second down, Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Za'Darius Smith, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. They'll run on 1st down. It's Patrick. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins. He's got his man Sharp complete. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside at 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the fourth quarter. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Back to you.
Operating from the gun. Love. And Adams has it complete. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've got an answer for it.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 11th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
As I recollect, partner, this game was tied at halftime, but obviously someone came out on fire to begin the second half.
The switch was flipped, a long touchdown there, and now all of a sudden they're up 3 scores.
3 scores, and I'm not sure they're going to be headed the way that they're playing.
Crosby with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Get off the field. Slam.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Seems pretty obvious defensively. A key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They run it again with Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Let's go. Man left, man left. Alert, alert. Hey, yo. Kill. Go ahead.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
49-yard line.
Check. 42's the mic. Stop your whining.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. That's complete to Sharp. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, here's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dab. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
They'll keep it on the ground. Patrick.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Here's J.K. Scott now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Green Bay, they'll hit double digits with their 10th win of the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, things get even uglier now as they fall to 2-13. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.